All set, Tom. Take it away.
Okay. Well, welcome everybody to this release for the second edition of the Libraries of Things Toolkit. Thank you all so much for coming to join us. It's great seeing a bunch of people in the room that were a part of making this thing happen. This has been a community effort, both the first edition and the second edition. Today, we're going to kind of have a couple of fun activities we're going to do as part of the toolkit. Going to kind of give a little bit of preview to it. Going to share y'all the link to be the first ones to get the toolkit. We haven't promoted this yet anywhere else. Uh, and then we're going to ask for a little bit of support as well to get this thing out. But first, before we do anything else, um, we've got a fun activity. So you're gonna have to get up in your body, and actually maybe we can take the spotlight off of me. And what we'd like everybody to do right now is to take a minute wherever you are and leave the screen and go and find one thing that's in your area that you need but almost never use and would borrow from a library of things if it was an option to do so. So we're going to take like 1 minute, grab an item, come on back. Oh, that was fast, Liana. So one thing.
Very small office. Everything's right here.
Yeah. Amanda, you actually got to grab something. Um, so everybody grab one item. All right, and then when you have that, I'm going to ask you to come back onto the screen. And oh my goodness, I'm realizing I am not doing this myself. What do I got to do? What do I got to find something? All right, everyone got their item. We're gonna do a little three, two, one. So if you got something, please come back turn on your camera so we can show it off to everybody. Josh, looks like we're in the same vein. All right, personally, I grabbed a guitalele. Oh, nice. Got the ukulele there. And as well, I got my guitalele. I almost never play this guitalele. I gotta be, but I've not found anywhere near me where I could borrow one when I needed it. So we're gonna hold up all these items and we're gonna do a one, two, three. And everybody look at the camera and got some screenshots. Thank you. One more. All right. So I do that. We started with going and grabbing an item, one, because I wanted a great screenshot of everybody holding up an item that might be in a library of things. And two, just to illustrate all the things that we have in our house that we need from time to time, but we don't need to use all the time. It's why we're all here, repairing and sharing, trying to take care of things as long as we can, share those resources, get them out for, the whole litany of reasons why we do this work. Uh, that's why we've been working on the Library of Things for the last, Shareable's been involved in Libraries of Things for, over a decade. Myself, I was a co-founder of the Asheville Tool Library. We've been covering it from a kind of publication perspective, but then also working with groups to start them. And so for a couple of years ago, though, we made the decision that we wanted to really kind of double down on libraries of things as one of the primary focuses of Shareable as an organization. And so that has involved starting the Libraries of Things collab, which has now been passed off to the Tool Library Alliance to continue, running fellowship programs, building out this toolkit, working on creating libraries of things in new housing developments and on university campuses, and just trying to grow this field as much as we can. And so now we kind of put out that first version of the toolkit. We were fortunate to release it at the last Repair Summit, which was about 15 months ago. And here we are with the second edition. And the new edition is about, we thought it was going to be twice as long. It's 2.5 times as long as the first one. It's got so many new resources. And Bobby, I'm hoping you can maybe just drop the link into the chat for this toolkit. Actually, I've got it right there. Boom. And actually, I don't. That's the wrong one. Just edit that real quick. Thank you. Bobby got pages on it. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and delete that comment. Toolkit 2. You can go and get the grab the new toolkit there. It's available as a PDF, as in addition to being on as an HTML to share. But I just, before we go any further, I want to give a shout out to everybody that was involved in producing this thing. And bear with me because it's going to take me a second. I mean, it's going to be. You guys remember the Animaniacs, their song doing the all the states and the capitals, what have you, right? So here we go. We got, and this is in alphabetical order. Aaron Fernando, Achille Bianchi, Allison Huff, Amanda Miller, Anka Dragnet, Anna Dematos, Anna Marie Wing, Ava Lim, Barrett Ide, Ben Wyatt, Bobby Jones, Candace Spivey, Chandler Poole, Chris Hellwell, Darren Cotton, Emma Irwin, Gene Homicki, Greg Stone, Hazel Onsrud, Jason Nauman, Jen Kim, Jessa Weiss, Joss Epstein, Kate Hersey, Cami Bruner, Keenan Phillips, Kelly Dennings, Laura Novich, Leanna Frick, Madeline Kelly, Malia Becker, Morella Faraz, Paige Kelly, Rachel Kinbar, Raiden Surak, Shelby Treichler, Steve Bade, Tatiana Uskovic, Tim Willison, Tina Jenkins Bell, myself, Tom Llewellyn, and Xavier Ringer. Now, this was complemented by support for, and contributions from the following organizations: the Asheville Tool Library, the Carhart Workshop, Center for Biological Diversity, Circular Community Scotland, Curtis Memorial Library, Central Florida Mutual Aid, Edinburgh Tool Library, Green Lents and Rockwood Common, Grow Pittsburgh, Hilo and Untangling Circularity, La Bombe, Minnesota Tool Library, Munisipin RFK, Tool Library, Mutual Aid Disaster Relief, My Turn, My Connect Communities, Audley Studios, Repair and Reuse Washington, Seattle Reconomy, the Share Shed and the Network of Wellbeing, the Tool Library, the Shoreline Tool Library, South King Tool Library, Station North Tool Library, Tool Library Alliance, Toolbox Project, Toronto Tool Library, the TTL Makerspace, University of North Florida, Vancouver Tool Library, and West Seattle Tool Library, and the Western North Carolina Repair Cafe. Sorry if I pronounced any of your names wrong. I'm sorry if we missed anybody, but all told, we had about 75 individuals and organizations contribute to the production of this toolkit. This is truly not only for the community, but of this community, and is a representation of all the work that we've been doing collectively now for decades to get to this point. Uh, that was a lot. I'm gonna have to catch my breath. Um, so, if you look at the list of the people that are the participants that are on here right now, we got 83 people in here. Um, I think probably close to half of the people here, maybe a third, contributed to the production of this guide in some way. So big thank you to everybody here. Celebration. This is not just a celebration for Shareable, but a celebration for all of us and this work that went into this and what's going to be coming out of it as we move forward. So, what's in this one that was not in the previous one, or how have we changed things? So when we started working on the second edition, we were like, all right, the first edition was based on the initial 12 collab sessions that we did, and we did another 11 within the first year following that release. And we're like, all right, well, the second edition is just going to be those now 23 collab editions and sessions, and we'll just do basis, and it'll be sections 1 to 23, and that'll be it. We ended up rewriting the entire thing. Um, so much of it was re-edited. We've now it's kind of we have 11 key sections within this toolkit, and a number of them encompass the kind of learnings and resources that came out of kind of multiple collab sessions. So, starting with getting started, getting things, space, but within space, we're looking at, maybe you're in a brick and mortar, maybe you're going mobile, maybe you're in a shipping container, maybe you are starting a kiosk and putting in other places, on a university campus and housing, or trying to build out to a full like community center that's kind of anchored around your library of things. uh, you know, Branding and communications, operations and governance. How are you running this? But not only how are you kind of what are your internal structures and legal structures, but how are you engaging the community? What does community governance look like? Again, how is your library of things not only for the community, but representative of the community? How to do partnerships with government agencies and public libraries and other organizations in your community. Um, you know, how are you building your membership? How are you managing and supporting volunteers? Hiring your first staff. What are the legal aspects around that? What does finances look like? How do you actually create a budget and manage that over time? What does it look like to be tracking your environmental impact? And how do you use that information to support your fundraising, your external communications, your partnership development, what have you? When you want to start bringing workshops and repair cafes and all sorts of things. And then finally, how are libraries of things contributing towards collective resilience? What does it look like to be prepared for weather or other natural disasters? And, how might you partner with other groups on the back end? So that's the kind of core aspects of the toolkit. Every single section has kind of a narrative walking you through the steps, lots of different resources. At the end, there's templates, and there is links out to all of the videos that contributed that basically we base this toolkit off of. All the videos, the sessions are broken down into 3 to even 8 parts, so you can kind of zoom in on a specific thing that you're looking for support around. And then, once you get through the toolkit, there's links to all these various communities of people that are running libraries of things, be it the kind of the uh, kind of National Tool Library Google group, which is more of an international and libraries of things Google group at this point in time. There's the Tool Library Alliance that is continuing to have monthly sessions to offer support. There's various Facebook groups. There's a Reddit now. So there's lots of spaces to get direct support, and also you can reach out to Shareable for more support as well. So that was a big mouthful. And now I think we are ready for our next group challenge, because again, this is an interactive process. And we've got Paige on here. Paige, are you ready to come off of mute and introduce yourself as well?
Yeah. Hey y'all, I'm Paige. I use she, her pronouns. I'm the
We
communications.
can, if we can
Oh, can you hear me, Tom?
add the spotlight
Oh,
for
okay.
Paige.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I'll start anyway.
Great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the communications manager. Thank you. At Shareable. This is really exciting to be here. This has been such a labor of love but such also a really collaborative learning process. And I feel really inspired having helped put this together. Um, so Tom, I was just gonna do the links, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. So we just posted on social media the initial launch graphics announcing that the toolkit is here, and we were hoping y'all could. We made a little toolkit, a social media toolkit, much smaller toolkit, only 1.5 pages, um, with links out to the social media post to share on either your organization's social media accounts or your own or both. So any likes and shares would be much appreciated. And then if you want to, post your own, we have some sample language there and some sample graphics. the sample graphic too with some alt text. And please tag us at Shareable, and we will love to share too, of course. And yeah, we just would appreciate any help getting the word out. We want to reach as many folks as possible. So yeah, with the toolkit. And that's all I got. I think, yeah, I'm just really grateful to be here. It's kind of surreal that it's here right now, in the lead up to this. And if anyone wants to, really want to keep the promotion of this toolkit going for like a long time. So any collaborations, please reach out to us at Shareable because we want to keep on going with getting it out there.
All right, thank you, Paige. And yeah, and if folks, I mean, so there's the link to the toolkit there. In there, there's links to specific social media channels. There's never been a better time than in the present to link through, and if you're on any of these social channels, just to even like the post for right now. If you want to come back to it and share it later, um, that's good too. Looking like we've got a couple of comments and likes coming in on these, so thank you for those that have already been able to jump in and do that. Um, just I'm actually posting right now as I speak. Should have done that earlier, but this only just went up just a moment ago, and as I was saying, y'all were the first to hear about it before we even posted on social, and we haven't sent out our email newsletter yet. But if you link on there, there's, yeah, like I said, links to all the chat, all those different social media channels. Um, so here's the next announcement. This is but wait, there's more. So we've been hearing from a number of folks that were just DIY printing out the previous guide. It wasn't set up to be printed, but was a useful thing to have a physical version of it. We are making an official print edition of this toolkit, and that print edition will be coming out in late May. Um, so there's a couple of things here. One of them is that we have about a week or two before we've got to lock down the draft for the print edition. So if anybody is tooling around the PDF and you see some sort of an error, now this could be an error of a factual misrepresentation of your own library of things or something that maybe you had in a presentation for those that were contributors, or if you see a typo or any kind of thing like that, please let us know. You can send an email to info@shareable.net. Paige, maybe you can drop that, or someone from the Shareable team can drop that in the chat. Send us a note and let us know. Like I said, we've got about a week and a half before we've got to lock down the draft and send it out for the proof copies for the print edition. And here's the other piece, and we're it's going to be full color. It's 250 pages. We're going to make it as affordable as possible. To be able to do that, we're also launching a fundraiser today to support getting the toolkit printed and kind of getting this work out in a broader way. Really asking for a minor amount when it comes into the fact, how much it went into producing this toolkit. We've estimated between the first and second editions that in the creation, the running of the collabs and the processing all the video, all of the writers, all the editors, everyone into it, we've got about 3,000 hours built that have gone into the creation of this resource. So if you use it, if you find it valuable, if you want to just kick in a few bucks, we definitely appreciate it. Bobby, can you go ahead and put the link to the fundraiser in there in the chat? And for those that contribute $100 or more, you will get an early view of the print edition. You'll be the first ones to get the print copies in early May before we're able to roll it out in the full production. So please go ahead and contribute if you can. Definitely appreciate it. And also know that the HTML, the website, and the PDF versions are continuing to be available for free 99. Um, all right, I've got 10 minutes. So, next chance to interact. One of the things that I'm excited about doing right now is to run a game of Libraries of Things trivia. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to put a link into the chat for anybody who wants to play. Let's see. So everyone's going to need to go to Kahoot dot I guess play. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see if this URL works for everybody. I'm going to share my screen.
That one does not.
Is that one not
Doesn't.
working? Here, I think it should just be kahoot.it then. Sorry
That
about
does work.
that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Kahoot.it. I'll
so
put that in here.
thank you.
Yep.
Great. So you're going to go to kahoot.it, and the way this works, we already got Kayla in here, is there is a pin. You're actually going to want to pull this up on your phone. So you're going to want to go to kahoot.it on your smartphone. And there's that. Yeah. People are all coming in, and then put in that pin, which you're doing 419-6747. And the way this game is going to play is that I'm going to post the questions on the screen, and you're going to answer multiple choice on your phone. You're going to push the corresponding color and symbol, which is going to be on your phone to match the question. So it's going to give folks, we got 20 people coming in. I think we've got 69 still here on the call. Liana said that she was going to hold herself back from answering all these questions. Um, so the way that this is going to work is that we got 8 questions. So most of them are multiple choice. There's a couple that are true false. Um, you will get points for answering it correctly, but you will also get points for answering it quickly. So, we could have 20 people answer all answers correctly, and they would have wildly different scores based on the amount of time you take to answer the question. Um, all right, we're at 32. We're going to run out of time if I don't move this along. So I'm going to go ahead and start the game if y'all haven't gotten there yet. So again, the game pin for those that need it are 419-6747. Oh, thank you. Put it in there. All right, here we go. And if you don't get it going on your phone, you can just play at home and know that you got the answer right. So we're going to get this started. All right, first question. How long has the Berkeley Tool Library been in operation? How many years? So this is Berkeley Tool Library is the longest running tool library in the United States. It was started in the 1970s, but I'm not going to say when in the 1970s. We got 24 answers coming in. Again, there's also, ran out of time. Here we go. So there's only 20 seconds to answer. The correct answer was 47 years. It was started in 1979. Longest running one in the US. All right. Oh, Bobby, you knew that. You gotta slow your roll. All right, here we go. Member stealing items at Libraries of Things is a really big problem for most LOTs. Yes or no? True or false? Item theft is a big problem that we've got to clamp down on. All right, time's about to run out. Last chance. False. That's one of the biggest fears that people have around Libraries of Things is that, if I start one, isn't everyone just going to steal the items? It rarely ever happens. When I was interviewing the Oakland tool library before starting the Asheville one, uh, you know, they said that they had about $4,000 a year in lost and damaged items, but they were getting $12,000 a year in late fees that more than covered having to replace items when that happened. It was a very small part of their budget and a very small issue for them as a library that was open to the 300,000 residents of the city of Oakland. Um, so not a big problem. All right, next one up. Which of these is not a Libraries of Things management platform? Lend Engine, Tool Librarian, Wheelbarrow, or My Turn? Which one of these is not a Libraries of Things management platform? Wheelbarrow, but I feel like maybe we should start Wheelbarrow now, shouldn't we? I think Aaron on our team came up with that today.
Nice, Aaron.
All right, here we haven't looked at this thing. We got Edwin up at the top, Tara coming right behind, Bobby in third, and we got some movement from FJ and KF. I forgot to tell you all that the winner of trivia is going to get a print edition of the toolkit sent to you. So, there's high stakes here. True or false? The primary goal of repair cafes is to repair items that would otherwise be wasted, so their life of use can be extended. True or false? The primary goal of repair cafes is to repair items. All right, last seconds. False is correct. From most folks we talk to that have been doing fix-it cafes, repair cafes, like oftentimes there are items that are not going to be able to be fixed. But what you were doing is we're kind of building community. We're upskilling participants. People are learning how to fix items they wouldn't be able to fix on themselves. Otherwise, more likely to fix things at home if they've gone through a program. And it kind of raises the confidence and provides a great opportunity to bring memberships together. So it's a question. I mean, that one we could argue over, but a lot of folks kind of feel like the community building and the skill building is more important than the actual fixing of the items. Kate is not so sure about that. Um, as our 26 others are not so sure about that either, but we're just going to roll with it. Oh, we got some major movement. All right, here we go. We're getting really close to the end here, so I got to make sure we wrap this up. Which tool library in the U.S. has a mascot named Toolie? Who's got Toolie for their mascot? Is it the Buffalo Tool Library, Station North Tool Library, Asheville Tool Library, or Reconomy? Which tool library has Toolie and the Tooligans? It's not only just a single mascot, but it's a whole mascot of friends. All right, it's pretty divided. That one was tricky. That's the Buffalo Tool Library has created a mascot and built it into their marketing materials. All right, we're coming right down to the end. We got just a couple of questions left. All right, to be better prepared for extreme weather, libraries of things should red, identify expected vulnerabilities. Orange, leverage utility and government incentives. Blue, promote weatherization awareness. Or green, all of the above. 3 seconds. All these above. And when you go through the toolkit, you will find a whole section on weatherization and preparedness for disasters. All right, now here's the next question is double pro points. How many people and organizations made contributions to this guide? I read out all those names earlier. How many were you keeping track? 45, 55, 65, or 75? How many people and organizations did I credit in my long-winded shout out? 75 organizations. I know that one was tricky. That one was tricky. It could have been a number of them, but 75 organizations and individuals contributed to the toolkit. All right, now final question. Last chance. FJ's looking pretty good on here. Sarah's right behind. There's still a chance to catch up. And again, speed is of the essence for this final question. True or false? I will download the toolkit and share it with others. It looks like I think we got almost all answers. I can't skip it though. If I hit skip though, we'll lose the points. I think we got everybody in. I hope you all will download and share this toolkit. Um, and finally, here's our podium. Bobby in third. Sarah came second. All right. FJ, please put your contact information in the chat so that we can send you a print copy. I know the trivia is fun. Okay, so we're gonna send that out. Um, again, thank you all for participating, for playing, for contributing to this toolkit, for helping us share it out with others. You know, we don't have a budget for spending a bajillion dollars on social media advertising or anything else, so it's really going to take the community to share this out to reach people outside of this budget. Um, I mean, outside of this, out of this bubble, basically, of folks that were working here. Um, just want to again say, if folks are willing to make a contribution to support the release and promotion of this guide, please do. Bobby's going to drop the link in the chat one more time. If you are interested and Bobby, I didn't preface you for this, but the next thing is that we are launching a series of collab kind of training sessions specifically for groups that are building libraries of things into housing. We had a really successful pilot that we did in Houston, Texas, built into an affordable housing development, and worked with the incoming residents, the organization that was building the property. We're going to be replicating that across several other housing developments across the country. We have a cohort that's going to be launching in May, and then another one that's going to be launching in September. So if you know anybody who's interested in housing, Bobby I'm hoping you're pulling it up right now. You can drop a link to the PDF for the housing program in the chat. And then two other things. Shareable, we have a ton of resources. We've published over 300 how-to guides on how to share within your communities, in addition to these more comprehensive toolkits. Paige is going to pull it up right now, a link to our how-to page. The other thing we're going to be doing is we have created a widget that's going to allow any other website to embed our top 50 how-to guides into their sites. And as we create new how-to guides, it will automatically push across the web. If you are interested in hosting, we're about to do some piloting of that widget. If you're interested in hosting the how-to widget on your website, again, please send an email to info@Shareable, and we will follow up with you about that. And then the final thing is we talked a little bit about disaster response and weatherization and everything. We have a new season of our podcast, The Response, is going to be launching next week. The session that we did that around Asheville Tool Library, Western North Carolina Repair Cafes, and mutual aid disaster relief, that was a kind of co-presentation between the Tool Library Alliance and Shareable and the Response. You can find audio documentaries, conversations, roundtable discussions about community-led disaster response from around the world on the Response podcast. And again, the new season of that is starting next week. And with that, I am 5 minutes over time. So sorry to the organizers and everybody that had to jump into other sessions. Thank you all for sticking around and come and play with us over at Shareable if you're interested in any of these resources.
Thanks, Tom. Definitely the most fun session today, at least. Really appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the work you're doing. And I'm just going to give another pitch for supporting Shareable financially. If we support them, we all have more to share as well. And I just cannot overstate how valuable Shareable has been to this community, how generous they've been with their time, their expertise. So if you have a little extra, it's a great place to put it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. See you for 3.0.
Yep. And yeah, not for a little while, but see you for the next round of sessions today and tomorrow.
Cool. Bye, Tom. Thanks.
Bye, everybody.